Whoop. There it is. Whoop. My name's Randall. This is Finding Rad Distractions, and this is my Haro Radical Rick 26-inch BMX bike. When I was shopping for bigger bikes, I looked at a few things. One of the things that I liked about this one was the disc brake. It's a mechanical disc brake. Pretty easy to work with, pretty easy to do stuff with if you've never messed with them before, as I found out. So this is my little review bike check thing. So far I've put almost 50 miles on this bike, just riding it around my part of town. I've played around with it, jumped curbs and did some gaps and whatever, basic street riding stuff. Don't have a gyro, so I'm not going too crazy with bar spins or anything like that, but I changed up a few parts to kind of brighten up the colors a little bit. Out of the box, this bike comes with nothing but black parts, and with this brilliant frame and the amazing artwork, I didn't want to hide that behind black parts. So, I decked it out with some chrome and some pink and some polished parts. So real quick, let me go over what changed on this bike. So I did a profile sprocket. Those are GT cranks. Those are S&M pink pedals, because it's all about the pink. So there's that. Now these are the factory wheels and tires. They're fine, didn't switch them out. This is a Snoopy straw topper that I made into a valve stem cap. And the reason I changed the chain, I went to a half length so that I could slam the wheel. You can see right here, that's where the old wheel was. I like slamming them because I just feel like for one thing, it's easier to center it that way, and it keeps it from shifting side to side. Had that problem before. Seat post clamp came with a bike, nothing fancy there. That's an S&M seat post though. If you're looking at these bikes and you want to switch to pivotal seat, I didn't want to use the seat that came with it, because I thought it was really cool. I didn't want to mess it up. Just kind of hanging on to it. So I've got this Hoffman pivotal. I was riding this seat on my flatland bike. It reaches really good back here, and so that's why I used that. But I wanted a polished or chrome seat post, so that's also why I went the S&M. It's a larger diameter, 27.4. So if you're shopping for seat posts for this bike, you just it won't fit a standard one. You need something a little bit bigger. And if you go to the right shop like I did, which is Empire BMX, they'll be able to help you with that. So there's that area up front. I switched out the stem from the Haro baseline to this Odyssey Lincoln. It's got this really trick hinged design. Freaking love this stem. I rode it on my flatland bike for a while. I wanted to shorten the reach a little bit on the bike, so that's why I added that. It's about a 43, maybe even a 38 millimeter. I don't quite remember. I just know it's really short. Went for some ODI or OD, whatever you want to call them. I call these grips mushroom grips. That's what we called them back in my day. But yeah, I love these grips. They just feel good on any bike you put them on. These are S&M intricate bars. These are the 8s or the 8.5s. I think they might be the 8.5s actually, because I was during my experimenting with different bars and stuff, I kept going for higher rise and different widths just to see what was working. And I love these bars. They're fantastic for any style of riding that you do, whether it's flatland or street riding or just cruising around, whatever. They are like the perfect up sweep and back sweep, and the perfect width and height. At least for a smaller rider like me. I'm about 5'4" or 5'5", so these work great. And I searched YouTube for stuff about this bike. There's Woodstock, by the way. I couldn't find a whole lot other than just some people showing off builds and like a Haro ad. I just want to talk about it a little bit because they're really cheap. There's still several. Nobody's sold out of these yet, which is amazing to me because they are limited. A couple things just to let you know, since I've got some miles and some time on this bike. It rides like 20. It's really pretty rad. Like I'll be cruising around, and we have speed bumps or speed humps, whatever you want to call them, from some of the major streets in my neighborhood, and I'll ride up to one of those and just barely yank on it, and I'll clear the whole thing like it's nothing. This bike is it's aluminum frame and fork, and I don't know if me switching out parts or whatever did it, or if it just comes that way, but it's surprisingly light. I mean, it feels almost the same weight as my flatland bike, maybe a tad bit heavier, but when I'm riding it, I don't feel the weight at all. It's actually pretty rad, I should say. It rides just like my regular 20-inch BMX bikes. I don't feel weird on it. I don't feel like I'm on something that's too big for me. It just feels perfect. It's very fast. I was concerned because usually, like factory parts, especially wheels and tires, they got to cut costs somewhere on these complete bikes, and so usually that's where they'll cheap out, and you'll get kind of subpar hubs, subpar rims. But I mean, I'm not jumping any 10 stair gaps or anything crazy like that, so I'm not too worried about the durability. But as far as just the rolling and the speed, these are the Haro tires that came with it. Don't know what they're called, but that probably wouldn't be too hard to find out if you really wanted to know. They're probably 2.4s, maybe 2.2s. Pretty big. I'm not really used to riding tires this big. Maybe the closest thing I have is my gravel bike, which I think has 42 or 45 millimeter. Anyway, they're 700C. They're 29-inch wheels. It's totally different from this, and I ride those tubeless, but that's a whole different bike. Anyway, long story short, this bike is fast. It's very, very fast, and I freaking love bombing hills with it. These brakes, or this brake, I should say, thought about putting a front brake on it, but I don't. If you look, it doesn't have the mounts, and you can do the crazy little e-brake adapter like people used to do in the old days, or you can get a standard caliper that mounts in the fork like a die comp or something. But I didn't want to do that, because I just really don't need a front brake anyway. I thought about it. I was going to put pegs on this thing and a whole deal, but it's fun just to ride as it is. I have a dedicated flatland bike that I'll have that has everything I need. So this is more my cruiser. I like to ride distances on it. Usually average about 5-6 miles a ride lately. So, ooh, look at that thing. Oof, it's summer in Texas. It's coming. Anyway, the other thing, like I was saying, this bike is super fast. Rides very smooth. I think I have about 50 pounds PSI maybe in these. I think they go up to 60. On my flatland bike, I like to basically ride on gravel tires. And what I mean by gravel tires is they're hard as rocks. These didn't overinflate them, didn't inflate them to the max. I did it about 5-10 pounds under their maximum, and they are wonderful. This thing rides perfect. Never did put it together stock, so I don't know if it would have been much different, other than the bars are smaller than what I have on here now, and the stem is longer. So that may have been different if I rode it that way, but the way I have it set up right now is just, at first I had serious buyer's remorse. Now I'm totally stoked I bought it, and I'm paying for it monthly, and I don't regret a single thing about getting it. I love the pink accents. The different sizes that this bike comes in has different colors. This is the 26-inch, so it has pink, like down here, and down in the bottom bracket area. So I chose to kind of highlight that with some of these pink parts that I got. The 24-inch, I believe, is blue, and I think they make a 29-inch. It's been a while since I shopped this bike or tried to find anything out about it. Not sure if they do or not. I know for sure they have a 24-inch though. And I almost got the 24-inch, and I almost kicked myself for not getting it after riding a cruiser a couple weeks back that I was left here by somebody. It was kind of reminded me of the Model C that I used to have, the Sunday Model C 24-inch, and I was like, man, I kind of like, maybe I should have got the 24-inch, but no, the 26-inch is a lot of fun, and I would highly recommend it. Some features also on this bike: if you look at all these amazing graphics, the amazing artwork, I mean, this is all, it's literally like paint. It's not stickers. I mean, if it is stickers, that's fine too, because the cool thing they really don't tell you about a lot on this bike, a lot of these videos I see that they don't mention. I mean, I've added some of my little stickers. That's a diabetes thing. I have type 1 diabetes. This is kind of like, you know, like cancer has live strong. This is our little type none thing. But these stickers are beneath the clear. Like, I added this Empire sticker, and you can see like the outline of it. But if you look at these, I mean, there's no outline. It's like they're painted on, pretty much. I mean, they practically are. And the artwork is from the original artist, Damien Fulton. And I mean, he friggin' killed it. I mean, this stuff is amazing. That's one of my Flatland stickers. Shout out to Ed. He's an OG. My type none again. You know, there's some little Radical Rick sayings and stuff. Head tube's probably my single favorite. I mean, if they would have just had this by itself and maybe some light Haro graphics, I'd have been fine with that too. But the fact that they threw this in and then threw in all this rad little, I mean, we've got little sound effects, of course, just like the cartoon. You've got this right here, you know, stay rad. That's the whole motto of Radical Rick. I mean, I really love this sprocket, by the way. I really wish they had smaller, maybe they do have smaller sizes, but I don't think they have spindle or whatever. God, Jesus Christ, man, I can't remember what it's called. But it's a, instead of you mounting it with a bolt, it mounts on the spindle. And that's what I have on my Flatland bike. And I like that way better than using an actual bolt. But I wouldn't mind having one of those in a smaller size on my Flatland bike, just because I love the way it looks. But I know it's silly. I mean, this whole bike, though, is more about aesthetics and having fun and just cruising around. It's nothing serious. I mean, but it could be serious. I mean, you could totally build one of these into a freaking monster if you really wanted to. I mean, I'll probably eventually update these wheels and, I mean, hubs and rims. At least rims. The hubs might be a little tricky, especially in the back with the disc brake. But maybe not. I know Profile makes some stuff. A couple other people make some stuff. Probably SE Racing makes things that are different colors than just black. So if I really wanted to go crazy and change up the rims and the hubs and all that stuff, I mean, I could even do that, or ditch the brake completely and go brakeless, which is a pretty popular thing these days. I don't know if I could do that though, because this thing is stupid fast. But didn't want to take too long in this video. I just wanted to throw this out there for people that are looking at them and noticing that there's really not a whole lot on YouTube. I mean, I have 2 other videos out about this bike, and it's really just kind of showing the bike itself. Doesn't really talk about it. So I wanted to talk about it, and if anybody has any questions about it, wants to know how to do anything with it, you know, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I mean, I think if you were to get one of these, you can definitely get it pretty cheap. I got mine, I think, from JR Cycles. There's another website called City Grounds that has really cheap bikes. I deal mostly with these guys. They are located here in Austin. I've been working with them since they were called Trend from the 90s. I mean, they're a staple in the Austin BMX scene. I mean, they support the scene. They support all the local events. I mean, they're owned by badass people, and Tina and Tom. Shout out to them. They're always super helpful whenever I come visit their shop. So yeah, there's hopefully some good info. If you're on the fence, you're like, man, I don't know, like, because, you know, there's other Haro 26s that are pretty badass. Like, I believe there's a DMC one. There's a Master, and I came really close to getting those, but just the disc brake and the simplicity of this bike kind of sold me. And I just wanted something I could ride really, like, decent distance on without, like, it being a 20-inch and falling behind all the roadies and their $10,000 20 speeds or whatever. So, but yeah, I'm just messing. But yeah, that's it for this video. I was trying to keep it around 15 minutes. Please, if you have any questions, if you need to know anything about this guy, feel free to reach out, to comment. Even if you don't like this video, go ahead and say that. I don't really care. You know, I'm new to all this stuff, and I'm just out here having fun, trying to find rad things, trying to help people. There'll be bike build stuff coming up soon. I'll be switching cranks and bottom bracket on a 90s GT, and that's gonna be exciting because I get to show people a better way of installing a bottom bracket than just using a hammer, because you should never use a hammer on your bike unless you're trying to remove profile cranks with a profile crank removal tool. Anyway, that's just my personal opinion. I think you should use proper tools for stuff if you can, and if you don't have proper tools, you just do like what I did and create them. And so that's coming up. And you know, I have a lot of skateboarding stuff, a lot of skateboarding lore. Kind of want to film some of that just to document it and talk about it. Maybe people will enjoy it, maybe not, I don't know. But I've been skateboarding and riding BMX since probably 82, 83. So might be cool to hear an old guy talk about stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I guess that's it. And thanks for watching, and feel free to like, subscribe, and comment, and all that fun stuff. And if this helps you make a decision, please let me know, because that would be awesome too. And I guess that's it. Thanks, and thanks for watching.